But we drove up to the access road, and you can't get in there now. There are gates there, and there's a guard on the gates. So we walked up, and I said to him, he was trying to lock the gate, and he wasn't able to. He's a pretty bright fellow, but he couldn't lock the gate. So I said, don't worry, we won't go in. You finish locking the gate. But we want to drive in because this is Crown land, and I'm an Australian citizen. My name is Geoffrey Cousins. I want to drive onto land owned by the people of Australia. I'm not going to cause any trouble. I'm not going to go near any of the work vehicles. I'm not going to block the road. I just want to drive on and see what is happening here and show the rest of Australia. No, you can't come in. So we walked around the gates. Pretty easy to do, and we walked up the road and we went on to the site. And there was a big sign saying all visitors must report to the site office. So a man came out and said, you can't come on here. I said, I have to report to the site office. I am a visitor. And I am a law-abiding citizen of Australia, and I will report to the site office. He was a bit confused. I'm not sure he knows how to lock gates either. So we went to the site office, and I said I would like to speak to the Woodside person who is responsible for running this site. Man went into this little tin shed and came out and said, he's in a meeting, he could be alone. They have a lot of meetings out there. And poetry readings also. So I said, I don't have a lot of time. Tell him to come out, please. My name is Geoffrey Cousins, and I'd like to talk to him. So he went in and came out and said he's busy, so I just opened the door and in we went. And there was 15. The atmosphere in there was a little fuggy, but it was a nice enough site office. I've been in worse. And there was 15 or so people crouched in there behind the door, frightened apparently of something. 69-year-old ball man in an ill-fitting shirt. It's frightening stuff. So I said to this man, why do you have the road in here illegally blocked? Why are there gates on it? You are not permitted to do that. I can't speak. We had a lot of that. I won't bore you with it, but basically what I got from him was he couldn't speak. So we went out and there was a policeman there. So I went over to the policeman and said, why are you condoning the illegal behaviour of this company, Woodside? Now you see, that's funny, because he didn't clap. And yet you did. And he said, well, I can't discuss. I said, no, you have to discuss it with me because I'm asking you. You're a policeman and you're here and they're illegally blocking the road and I'm not committing any felony and I will abide by any legal instruction that is given to me. To cut a long story short, funnily enough, he didn't have an answer to that either. But this is what is happening to your country. Have you noticed in recent times a very increased police presence in this? Isn't that surprising? Do you think it'll go away? I promise you, life will change here. This wonderful, free, beautiful life that you have, that I would give my right arm for. You know, you play the hand you're dealt in life, and the hand I've been dealt, and you know, I've played it as well as I can, and it's been very good to me and my family, is in those other wooden corridors and with the different rivers. But my God, I can tell you, if I'd been lucky enough to be here, I would never allow this to happen. And I'm a business person. I build things. You know, I'm not, you know, your classic tree hugger who goes running around saying, stop all development. I've run big companies. I built things, big things. You know, I built the Optus cable network in Australia, $2 billion, hired thousands of people inside a couple of years. I don't say you don't develop this natural resource, but what I do say is we own this natural resource, all of us. We give as a gift to these companies the right to dig it up and use it for our benefit, so long as they do it properly. Not just legally, but properly and ethically. And it is not ethical or proper for this company to be out there ripping the guts out of this land when they have no federal approval to build this. They have not yet raised the capital to build it, and the joint venture partners have not yet agreed to go ahead with it. So they may have the legal right to go on there, they do have the legal right to go on there. But that is not a moral or an ethical right. And what they are doing is wrong. I met with Michael Chaney, the chairman of Woodside, and Don Volte, the previous chief executive, a few months ago. Just the three of us. And you know, Michael Chaney leant over the table and said to me, you, pointing at me, you are acting unethically. I said, really, Michael? That's an interesting comment. You might need to put a bit of flesh on it. Why do you say that? And he said to me, because you are trying to deny the Aboriginal people of the Kimberley their just rights. And I said, really? I said, if you could prove such a thing, I would change my attitude. What is the basis of your statement? And he said, well, our development, our gas hub, will bring schools and health benefits and jobs and all of this, and you are trying to stop it. I said, is that right? So in other words, you only get a school these days in Australia if you sign a piece of land giving away your land. Sign a document giving away your land, do you? That's the way the education system runs now, isn't it? Isn't that strange? Because when I was at school, my parents didn't have to sign any document giving away their land for me to get a good schooling. What a shameful thing to suggest that resources are only allocated on that. If the Aboriginal people of the Kimberley need more of those resources, and demonstrably they do, they get them because they're Australians like the rest of us.